Hey, Wages World, what's crack-a-lackin'? Somebody give me a 5 for 5, and yeah, we'll get started with this. So just kind of let me just jump into it here, guys. This shouldn't be a very long show tonight, but I do have some really interesting things I've come across here that I'm not really sure what to make of yet, but we're going to go over what we've got coming right now anyway. But this is SDO. This is Extreme Ultraviolet. This is the 211 angstrom. It's as if you went outside and looked up at the sun, and what you're looking at here is a gigantic hole, two of them, in the sun's atmosphere. Now those come and go. I mean, we know that, but when these do open up, we get an increase in solar wind, the density and the speed, all the above. Typically gets here in about 3 days, and because this thing is in front of us for an extended period of time, we're probably going to. They've got us forecasted to go into geomagnetic storming later on today, on the 31st. When I speak of today, I'm speaking of the 31st. Okay. So with that being said, let me just. Are we 5 for 5? Just so I know. Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. So I'm going to keep moving here, and I'll check on you guys here in a minute. But yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, I will keep you guys updated on what's going on with my wife. Okay. I shared with you guys yesterday. She has cancer, and we're dealing with that. It's just I got something to focus on now, and it's going to kind of keep me sane. So we got a plan of action and everything. But I mentioned it to you guys because I wasn't here off and on pretty much for the past 2 months. That's not like me. I like to post every day, and I'm trying to get back to that, and I am actually. But we have a goal, and we're going there. So I just want to make sure you guys understood that. I'm not going to just like say that and then not give you guys any updates. Okay. So when there is something to update, I'll definitely let you guys know. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, so we got this big gigantic hole. I also showed you guys this solar vortex yesterday up here. But check out, this is the most current image right now. This is Helio Viewer, and it's the same satellite, same angstrom, but you guys can definitely see how big this hole is now if you just take, this is to scale. That's how big the Earth is. So if I zoom in one more time, it kind of gives you even a better idea, I guess, slightly. If we want to go down that road here, see, I can grab it and we can, do that. You can definitely see now how big this hole is. That is to scale. So I hope you guys understand that. And it's a very significant hole, guys. It's one of the bigger ones that we've had this sun cycle, if not the biggest one. So I don't really know. I haven't went back and looked at the data on all of that just to see. Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate you. I really do. Appreciate all you guys. And I don't want my channel to become about, oh, woe is me, that kind of thing. That ain't happening here. We don't do that here. We try to be as positive as we can. But when there's explanations that need to be given to you guys, I will give it. And that's what I did yesterday, because I felt like you guys deserve to know why things were happening the way that they were. I didn't go into any kind of great detail, but I will definitely keep you guys up to date on things, because I hate it when somebody says stuff like what I said yesterday, and then you never hear about anything again until the ultimate bad happens or the ultimate good, right? So I'm not going to do that to you guys. Anyway, so before I touch on this, we also actually had another CME just a few hours ago. This is the NASA Enlil spiral, and what this is showing you is a CME. It's a CME detector. And so you got a top-down view here, you got a side cut here, and you got our orbital line stretched out in a straight line. So as you can tell, you got satellites on here too. Now these dashed lines are the interplanetary magnetic field line. It's our connection to the sun. Everything is connected to the sun, including the satellites, which is why they do this. Okay? So when these CMEs and stuff cross those lines, we're a big gigantic planet, right? Imagine what a CME could actually do if it crosses over top of a magnetic field line of a satellite. Okay? That doesn't have any magnetic protection of our magnetic field at all. Okay? This is the danger that they are out there in those conditions. And this is something that they consider for astronauts too. I mean, this they really do. they get exposed to some high level radiation up there, and they they really have to make sure they have the right equipment to block that for them. But anyway, like I said before, if you were naked floating around in space, your left butt cheek would be connected to the sun magnetically. It just would. So, as you can see here, it's got it hitting us on all three axes here. So we have three different angles, basically, or viewpoints that we're looking at. We got a top down, which will give us basically an east-west orientation, which direction this thing is going. We have a side cut, so you're looking at our planet from the side here, and what you're getting there is a north-south to see if it's hitting. And again, this is just our orbital line stretched out in a straight line. So when you see that kind of disruption and it actually hits our planet, this model is saying this is going to hit. Okay? It's not a big gigantic one. It's not a little baby either, though. It does look to be moving pretty quickly. I will call this one a fast mover. I'm not sure exactly how fast yet, but we will get into that. And again, guys, this one won't hit for another 3 days, so we're not going to concentrate on this. I just wanted you guys to see this. Now, we can also, if I remember when I was looking at this, we can actually see it happen right here. Watch right here. See that? It even kind of had a little canyon of fire action going on there on the sun. So if I grab it here and I roll that back, see that disruption right there? See how it's nice and smooth? And then watch. Okay, now whenever we get a CME that's really directly headed at us, it's always a chore to get a good look at it. And let me explain why. Because the sun itself is the background to all the viewpoints that we have of it. Okay, even the coronagraphs, they're affected by that too. The coronagraphs are these. These are coronagraphs. Okay, this is LASCO C3, I'm sorry. It's a zoomed out version of the C2 that I show you guys. This is on SOHO. It's a satellite a million miles closer to the sun than what we are. And it's always looking at the sun, and it orbits around the sun right out in front of us at all times. So it gives us about an hour, like, buffer, like an hour warning, I guess, if you want to use that word, before something hits Earth. And it's not really why they put it there, but that's just one of the side effects of it being there. But this is an actual disc on the satellite. You can actually even see the arm on this one. That arm is actually holding a disc on the satellite. It has to be there, or this stuff would just get completely washed out with bright light from the sun. And just like if you went outside and stuck your camera up at the sun, try to take a picture, you're not going to get anything but a big white blur. Hey John, good to see you, bud. So you guys have an understanding of that. I just want to make sure you guys understand that. Now, I'm not going to concentrate on this one right now, because we got 3 days before this thing gets here. Maybe 2 to 3, I would say, on that one, because I did say it would look like it was moving faster. So, if I hit play here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this, and watch what happens right there. You see that? Okay? This would be the one that I do believe that this one here is the one that this model. What I do with it? Let me find it. This model is showing hitting us. This is the NASA model. Now remember, NOAA has their version of it too. It's the same model. They just take different parameters into consideration at higher levels or lower levels. So it's kind of like a hurricane model. We see those big spaghetti string models when we get hurricanes coming in. None of those models ever agree 100% with the other. The same is true here. Okay? As you can tell, it looks as though... Let me look at this a little bit more. This was... Yeah, see, this image was created on the 28th. So this is not even going to have this CME. So I'm not even going to waste time showing this to you. It hasn't been updated yet. Okay? But this is NOAA's model. But they do have the forecast updated. And they are saying a G1 storm from this coronal hole. Okay? That's what's happening with that. So, and this one. But right here is where that CME was. So let me, I will grab that again. And I tell you what, I'm just gonna, yeah, that works. Okay, so right here, see how they just kind of just opened up right there? Now, you're looking at this and you're probably thinking, well, why did it go that way? It didn't necessarily go down that direction, okay? Because of the perspective that we have, we can't really tell exactly that is 100% blowing that direction. Now, if we look at the timestamp, it's saying this just happened a few hours ago. So I know that that's what this model is looking at, okay? Because this is the most updated one, and it matches up with the time. Now remember, we're talking about UTC time, okay? And UTC is universal time. And what that means is that they use universal globally here because in the scientific community, anytime you're doing those, have to consider time into the equation when stuff happens, or even into the mathematical equations that they have to use to see when stuff is going to impact. They have to use UTC so across the globe so things don't get confusing. Like if I just told you, hey, it's going to hit at 10 o'clock, right? And I walked away and I didn't say UTC, I might have been talking Eastern Standard Time. You know what I mean? So we have to make sure we're using UTC, and that's based in England, where all the time zones start, right? They used to call it, I think it was Greenwich time, if I remember correctly. But it's commonly known as UTC time now, Universal Time. So that's why they do that, because I get that question a lot. Why do we always use that time? Well, that's just what it is. Now, if you want to know that compared to your local time zone, you can go on the internet and just simply type that into a search engine. You'll figure that out really, really quick. Or I can just tell you right now, if you can remember this, I'm on Eastern Standard Time where I live. I'm 4 hours different from UTC time. So right now, let's see, what time is it? It's about 10:30 Eastern. So right now, it's about 2:30 UTC AM. Okay, so if you could kind of just roll that through to your time zone, you guys would, you would know. Okay. And also, yeah, guys, I do want to say this too. Miss Dragon got some really good news about her surgery and stuff. Most of you guys know that she was fighting a big C also, and she had some surgery done, and it looks like she doesn't have to have chemo. So that's a really, really good thing. It put a smile on my face. I was so happy when I heard that. It was awesome stuff. So, because we all know we love Miss Dragon. She's a complete positivity guru around here. And Ilea, if you're still here, thank you for popping in there earlier. I really do appreciate you being here, girl. That's my mod sister right there. All you guys, Ripper, Trinity, my mods are awesome. If I forget it, I got tons of mods. Stephanie, you're here. Trish is in here. You guys are all just awesome people. So, Sergey68, JPOS, I can't name them all. You know what I'm saying? Because if I try to do that, that's all I would do. But, so anyway, we got this right here. Now, I said Canyon of Fire, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the angstrom of light we're looking at here to the 304, and this will give us a better view or a better understanding of what I'm talking about when I say that. But as this is loading, I'm going to go here for a minute, okay? I've not seen this signature ever. Okay, now I'm not saying that this hasn't happened ever. I'm simply just telling you right now. That's right, baby. Heck yeah, miss. That's awesome. Awesome sauce, baby. Heck yeah. Now, I got to take time out there for a minute and highlight that message. And thank you for being just an awesome person and a member for 10 months. Anybody wants to become a member, please do. We're going to be having a lot more members-only streams. I feel like I'm kind of getting back to my old self now that I have a direction to go. You know what I mean? I was really jacked up for a while. Hey, River. And I'm sorry I didn't share that with you guys, but that's some pretty personal stuff, and I didn't want my feelings to come out here and just run this show. It ain't happening like that. So, but anyway, back to this. I'm squirreling a little bit because I see a lot of good people in there. I want to talk to you. Anyway, so this is our magnetosphere, right? this right here is our bow shock. The sun's off to the left. So when we get hit with stuff from the sun, solar energy, solar wind, you know, high speed charged particles, plasma, okay, that's all from the sun, right? It's all hitting. So this is the first point of contact with our magnetic field. Now, usually when I see certain things here on these models, I look at these models all the time. So when something is different, my eye just kind of catches it, and it causes me to pause and take a step back and like look at it, right? Sorry about that, guys. My mouth was getting really, really dry. And I tell you what, guys, the cold weather and the furnace and stuff being on all the time, this year has been really horrible. I had a bloody nose, I was telling you guys, for the first time in like 4 or 5 years because it's so dry. I mean, it's just bad for me right now. Anyway, as far as that goes, I mean, I don't feel bad. It's just, yeah. So when I see something different on these models, and especially something like what I'm getting ready to show you here, okay? And I'm gonna see if you guys can catch it. All right, so I'm gonna push play, and then tell me if you guys see, because a lot of you guys might catch this. So I'm gonna pause it again, and we'll take it back to the beginning of the run. This was right at the turn of the day here. Okay, this just happened like well, it would be 2.5 hours ago, I guess. So check this out. I'm gonna do it again. If I can slow this down, I would. I actually recorded this because I'm going to save this one. Because if anybody knows what's going on with this, I want to know. Because I want to know what caused this. Because I've never seen this model ever do this. So, okay, I'm gonna keep doing it for a couple times here. Now, if you guys can put it in the chat real quick, what you guys might think what I'm seeing here. And I'm seeing a couple different things, by the way. Okay, remember the sun's off to the left, right? I'm going to give you guys a second, and I'm going to just kind of rock this back. Okay, and I'm going to go back here. Could be like Justin Timberlake. Rock your body. Day to day. Come on, dance with me. Okay, but you guys see what I'm saying here? Let's see what you guys got. The sun's getting a mammogram, Jenna? That's awesome. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Does anybody see what I'm talking about when I was doing that? Anybody? Yeah, I think you're seeing what I'm talking about. And Ricky, yeah, shock from a coronal hole. Now, let me show you why that's not what this actual first part is, and I'm going to show you, okay? Because I thought the same thing, Ricky, and it's a very awesome, legitimate thought, and good to see you, by the way. Okay, so when we get solar wind streams, right, or a CME getting ready to hit, sometimes our magnetic field will react a little bit before it gets here. It'll actually kind of reach out to it, right? So our bow shock will kind of lunge forward just a little bit, okay? Now, what you're not seeing here, typically we get compression. When we get hit, it'll compress this bow shock in. And then we win that battle again for a few minutes, and we get a rapid expansion event, right? This happens every time we get hit. And then the bow shock will push out, right? And I explained it like this before to you guys 1,000 times probably. It's like that uncle you used to wrestle with when you were a kid. If you're a boy, I guess. Most boys probably did that. Some girls probably did too. But my uncle would always stick his palm of his hand. His arms were so much longer than mine. He'd put it on my forehead, and I could never get to him, right? I'm like trying to get to him. And all he would do, and it make you look like a moron as a kid, he would just step to the side, pull his arm back, and I'd lunge forward and fall, right? Well, it's kind of what's going on here, right? So you're pushing against your uncle, and finally you actually win that battle because he let you, right? And because you're still pushing, you can't react. You lunge forward a little bit, right? And you fall down. So that's kind of what's going on magnetically. Not exactly, but it's just something to kind of give you a visual, right? But check this out. Now, if I had seen something hit here first, I wouldn't even be having this conversation with you. Nothing hit here first. There's a pause. No energy, nothing. Now watch. What's happening there? Okay, notice that this did not move. It's moving out here, this direction. The pressure is. I'm going to take this slow so you guys can see it, because this is really odd. I'm not seeing this do this before. And there's probably a very legitimate answer for this. I just don't know what it is. I'm trying to learn myself. So if anybody actually knows exactly what's going on with this, please let me know. But see how it pushes out there? And watch how it just, and then you start seeing not only is it pushing out here, it's starting to push around the front too, and it's going to start pushing our bow shock out. See? Now, I don't know why I noticed that. It's the only thing I can think of. And watch even over here. Watch our tail here kind of get crimped almost over here on the right. See that? I don't know what this is. It's almost like we had some built-up magnetic energy or something, and we released it somehow. And I don't know if that's even possible, guys. I don't know. I have no idea. I just never seen it do this on this model, ever. So as I push forward there, then we push forward like that, right? And now we start moving around here. But something else I seen. I'm going to stop it when I see it here. Okay, do you see what's happening there? We've got like a spiral happening. And I just don't know what's causing this. It's odd to me, guys. I've not seen it do this before ever. And you can see that the spiral part's actually moving. Okay? It starts here, basically, and kind of moves around like that. It's moving in a counterclockwise way. See that? Does anybody else think that that isn't strange? Your uncle used to do that too? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Virginia, good to see you. Yeah, Cajun. I mean, it's just really weird. There's got to be an explanation for it. I just don't know what it is. And that's really the only reason why I'm bringing it up here, because I thought maybe somebody might have a good answer for me here. I don't know what's causing that. It literally looks like the Earth itself, our magnetics, somehow was like releasing some magnetic pressure from inside our magnetic field here, and it pushed it out from inside our magnetosphere. I've never seen it do this. So, and again, I know I'm kind of like harping on this, but this is new to me. And I don't get a whole lot of new stuff anymore because I've been doing this a long time. And this is something that I've just not seen. And something else too, guys. You see the straight lines here? Watch it become very, very circular. You see how the disruption here becomes circular and not such a straight line? So it's like we were pushing out in all directions at the same time, magnetically, somehow. And then, look, see this? The opening here? Boom, we're pushing out that way. And then we start with the spiral stuff. Now, the spiral stuff isn't really such a... I'm not really too concerned about that, but it is part of the oddness of what's going on here. So I just don't know. I honestly don't. I wish I had an answer for you. I'm going to keep looking at this. I seen this about a half hour before I went live. So that's the only reason why I don't have any kind of like deeper explanation here. But you can see it just ripple through and go on out the back. Really over here, watch this. This is just really strange back here on this tail. Now, I thought, well, you know, because look, see that? And you're not going to see it do it again. Now we're in a consistent coronal hole stream because we have all this massive magnetic pressure surrounding us now. Okay? We're in a coronal hole stream right now. It got here early. So that either means we connected earlier or it's moving faster than what they thought it was going to. We're not at geomagnetic storm level yet, but me being who I am, I always double check and I always go look. If there's another satellite, I can look look at, or another model to try to help me understand what's going on here, I will go do that. And we do have the Australian models. Shout out to my Aussies, I'm telling you. Okay? So, now granted, they're probably getting their data from the same source, but I wanted to make sure that this model just wasn't having an issue. Right? Because sometimes that is actually the case. Sometimes the model is just, it's not a perfect model. Right? So you get these funky signatures sometimes. Well, guess what? It's happening over here too. Now, I know this is more simple, and I've explained this before. This is the bow shock. This is Earth, obviously. This is where our satellites are. It's that simple, right? So, if we look at the time, like I showed you guys a minute ago, it's there. Okay, so it's right turn of the day, 59. So what I did was I just went back a few more minutes. It's 23:56. Now watch as we go forward here. Okay, now watch the next minute. You see that? That happened at the exact same time that this model was showing that. See that? And you can see it ripple like all the way out to the... It came from a centralized place, guys, is what I'm trying to say. Right in the middle. And it went out in all directions. That's what this model is telling me as I'm looking at it. Now, I don't know exactly what's going on here. I don't. But I'm not trying to say anything crazy is going on either. I really truly think it's something that's probably happened before, and it's probably not that big of a deal, but it's new to me and I want to know what it is. So that's really why I'm kind of like stuck on this for a second. But check this out. I tried to actually look at it here on the velocity too, and you can see it on the velocity also. Watch. It's not as evident, but it's there. See it? Nothing out front yet. Why are we reacting in the back like that? Now, if we were reacting like from a reconnection point, like I've showed you guys 1,000 times, when we get hit in the front and the magnetic field line will reconnect here in the back, and we get that magnetic pressure build up in the back of Earth here, and that's why. Well, we didn't get anything hit. It just went that way. So I'm very confused, and maybe I'm just being confusing. I don't know. But the Australian model here, and again, if this Australian model hadn't did this right here, I might not even have showed it to you guys. Because sometimes, guys, I'll see strange stuff like that, and I'll wait, and I'll try to figure out what the answer is. But that was something I had seen about a half hour ago, and I wanted to bring it to you guys because this model right here will update once I leave this page, and I won't be able to get back to it. But I did record it, so we're good on that end. It is trippy, isn't it, Callie? I mean, yeah, it really did. It kind of jacked me up there a little bit. But yeah. So, yeah. Jammer's tired. Hey, Jammer, get some rest, bro. Don't worry about being here, man. You're good. I just seen the text. Anyway, okay. So, I showed you the weird stuff. Okay. I don't know what else to say about this, guys. I don't really have nothing else to say. If you guys got any input on this, please email me. Put it in the comment section, something. I seriously want to know what caused that. Now, I tried to see it here on you can kind of see it on, you can see it in the density, but not as well. And the reason why is because our bow shock isn't as evident here. So if I was just to look at the density, I wouldn't even have noticed it. I would have just thought we got hit in the front and we were getting energy just pushing through like we normally do. Right? I wonder if the spiral shows up here. I didn't really look. Now, see, we're in a consistent coronal hole stream right now. Now, there we are getting hit again, okay? And that was at 312. So, yeah, it hasn't updated yet because I haven't left the page. We've got more imaging, but I'm not going to leave the page until I'm ready not to see that again. But, okay. So, that was the strange stuff, right? So, let me show you guys the CME that's coming, okay? This is a canyon of fire, and I may even change the title of this video a little bit to represent that, because I didn't see this till I was getting ready to go live. I literally had hit go live, and I like, oh, there it is. Why didn't I put that in the title? Anyway, but watch this right here, guys. Watch right here. It's coming. See how that opened up? It kind of spread from the middle out, like that line. Let me, I'm just going to pause it, and we'll do it this way. Oh, I just seen that too. There was another eruption over here, but that's nothing. Let's get to where I want to show you here. Okay, right about there. Okay, so watch right here. Okay, you see how there's a filament laying right there? That's what the CME is. This filament erupts. This filament lifts off the sun and goes out into space. This is what the NASA model. Let's find that NASA model again. This right here is what the NASA model is saying is going to hit us. Okay? So if I come back here, check this out. Right here. See it kind of light up right there? And then, watch. See how, if this is the center point, watch it look like it peels back in both directions. So let me, I'll close it back up there, right? So watch what happens right here. See that? That's what they call a canyon of fire on the sun. Now, it's not a canyon of fire. Popular, against popular belief, the sun's not on fire. Not like you think it is. There's no oxygen, guys. You got to have oxygen for actual fire. So, it's a fusion process, and I'm not going to get into what all that is. But technically, it's not fire. If somebody calls it fire, I'm not going to correct you. It's not a big deal. Okay? So, I'm just saying, it's not technically fire. It's actually plasma. And plasma is a charged gas. That's all it is. The fourth state of matter. It's plasma. And that's what's leaving the sun here. So as you see that peel back, you're going to hear probably other channels come out tomorrow and really play up that canyon of fire. And that's okay. Whatever. You want to get people to click on your video. As long as you don't go overboard with it and say, if they put it in the video, or if they put it in the title and they talk about it in their video, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, guys. I'm sorry. There's just not. We got to try to get new people to click on our stuff. We got to, sometimes you got to be a little bit more creative. But if you just completely don't talk about it at all or misrepresent it, it's not clickbait. It's just being throwing an extra adjective in there, an adverb or something, just to try to make it more appealing to somebody that's never looked at space weather before, right? And that goes for all subjects. I see people they get mad at maybe a reaction video or something like that, or maybe I don't know. Well, there's some chiropractors out there that do videos, and they'll put certain title, they'll name it something, and you click on it, and it's a real chiropractor, but it's like soft porn. It's crazy, right? I mean, it's like these people are like half naked. I showed you guys some of that stuff on my members only stream when we were talking about that, right? But let me say this. If they put the ASMR in the title, there's nothing wrong with them doing that. Because people are watching it for the ASMR reason. Like, some people like to hear bubbles pop, those kinds of things. If that's why you clicked on it, because it says ASMR, now if they left that ASMR off of their title, they would be doing something completely wrong. That is an issue for me, right? But as long as they title the video the correct way, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. They got to try to get somebody to watch their videos, and that's what all of us have to do. And unfortunately, our world is based upon a 3-second attention span anymore, right? Which is the whole issue with tiki-taki, right? So I'm just going to leave that alone. That's a whole other subject. But But check out this cannon of fire again, guys. That is just something. It's really cool. It's a really cool name. I do think it is an overplay of words there, because it's really not. It makes it seem like it's something that it's not. That's why I don't like doing it. And that's you'll also hear me talk about this too. They call this the danger zone over here, right? Because our magnetic connection to the sun's over here. So when we get a CME that goes that direction, you'll hear everybody say danger zone. I even say it because that's the term that they use. That's what they gave that. That's the name of it. Do I like the name necessarily? No, I don't. I think it misrepresents exactly what's going on over here. It induces something that's not really what's going on. There's really no danger there, guys. I mean, but we're going to cross over that line, and it could give us a radiation storm, right? And I've went over radiation storms with you guys before. It has to be a high-level radiation storm for it to even affect us. So, but so there's that. That's coming at us. So we got another. This CME right here is coming at us. Okay, right there. Boom. See how fast that's moving, guys? Anybody that's seen these models before, I could slow this down and time that out if you needed me to, but this is moving faster than a normal CME does. So I would expect this to be here on the count of maybe 2.5 days, maybe 3. This depends. 3 is about the average. I'll just leave it at that. Now this is the geomagnetic field, or geoelectric field. We use this model, guys, to kind of bridge a gap between space weather and forecasting earthquakes. This is space weather's effect on unnatural electrical components, wires, batteries, anything that ain't made by nature, right? And it is at the surface level. And they're using this to try to bridge a gap and try to help forecast earthquakes. Now, I'm not sure how much success they're having with that on that end of it, but we look at this one here on my channel because anytime we get hit with space weather, this reacts. Okay? Even though this is geomagnetic, geomagnetism will affect the geoelectric and vice versa. Okay? So when they're both getting hit, they're getting hit. Okay? So that's just what happens. It's just another model I can show you guys. To say, hey, look, this is showing us getting hit. I'm curious to see... Oh, shoot. Dang it. That makes me mad. About 15 minutes late. If I could get this thing to go back about another 15-20 minutes, I could have showed you guys at the same time of the... Right here. The crazy thing we was looking at here. Okay? Yeah. So... I was trying to get that same thing, see if maybe our geoelectric model might have been doing something, but it's not. So, nothing there to see. Now, this is the data. I'm not going to stay on this graph too long, but I do want to point something out, okay? I want you guys to see this density reading. Look at this thing. Right. Trying to stop it right there. 177, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. I just could, when I seen that, I was like, whoa. That's high density, guys. That's a lot of dense particles. If that's an accurate representation of the density, that is a lot. Okay? 4 is what we consider nominal, or static, or normal. Okay? I don't know what else to say here, but yeah, that's a that was a high reading, y'all. Y'all, I'm like yeah, I can't even believe I'm drawing a blank on his name. Ryan Hall, y'all. Yeah, I now cast space weather. I actually stole that from him. He now casts regular weather, right? But yeah, so we did have that big increase in density right there, and that was after the weird anomaly, like 2 hours after, so it had nothing to do with it. Right, I actually was trying to see the density during that, and it was right here, And there the density didn't change, and neither did the speed, guys. So it was something inside our magnetosphere, is what I'm trying to tell you. That did something. Something inside our magnetic field had something that, you know, kind of popped out there. Thank you. Is that I'm sorry, I don't want to mispronounce your name. Viola or Vielman? I don't want to mispronounce that, guys. Sorry. If I did, I apologize. But thank you for that. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Let me read that out to you. Let's see what we got. Thank you for your very informative info. I occasionally get to watch your vids and a bonus when it's live. Thank you. Learn a lot from you on this stuff. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. Guys, I have to tell you, those are the kind of comments that keep me going. It really is. Okay, I got you. I got you, bud. All right, cool. Thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate that, guys. That's something that you know, when somebody does that, it always humbles me immediately. I think you guys know that. And we're going to be making a push for I'm going to try to get to 500 members on our members only here in the next couple months. And if we can get there before like 2 or 3 months from now, I got some special stuff I might be doing for you guys if we can get there. If we don't, we don't. You know, it is what it is. You know, nothing here is going to change. I promise you that. I'm just going to do. We're going to figure out something together that I can do for you guys and make it a special thing. That's just a goal of mine, guys. That's all. That's all it is. Luis Martinez, are you in Southern? Oh, okay. What's up, Aaliyah? So yeah, I hope that we can get there. I will be doing a members only stream, most likely tomorrow. And we're going to be watching some funny stuff, guys. I got some stuff I've been checking out. Anyway, let's trying to see here. This is a 30-minute average. It does look like we're on the uptick, guys, as far as geomagnetism. It looks like we're headed that way. It looks like we're headed for a geomagnetic storm. I do think that we are now in that, probably getting the first remnants of that. Let's take a look at this one more time here, guys. And give me a roll call in there if you would. I'd like to, just give me a roll call in there if you guys can let me know where y'all from. Just regional, guys. I don't need to know exact. By the way, please don't put your exact location in there. It's just not a safe thing to do, guys. But anyway, this is what I mean, guys. Look, see how it's inside our magnetosphere? And it spreads out. You can see it ripple all the way through, and it's spread out in such a very symmetrical way that you can tell it came from a center point. It didn't come from a left to right blow. And that's what's got me confused. Okay? You know, if it had just like this small area and kind of went back like that, I wouldn't be having this conversation. But this came in such a circular way, it had to come from within our magnetic field, guys. Look at that. You know, and I don't know what caused it. Is there something that it sensed coming and we reacted that way? I don't know. Again, it's not a big deal. It's just I want to know what caused it. And then you get the spiral thing going on here. That's the other thing. So, yeah. Anyway. Hey, Heidi, good to see you. Bothell, Washington, baby. Wamata is in Montana, baby. Heck yeah. You living at the White House, are you? Love it. Love it, Shimmy. I told everybody don't put your exact... You guys are trolling me now. What the heck? Yeah, love it. Ontario, Canada. That's right, bud. Appreciate you, man. Thanks again. Let's see here. Here from America. That's right. That's good enough for me, lower class. I got you. Mark Lee, Sonora Desert, Arizona. Where is Antarctic in this model? It's not here at all. Are you talking about north-south? Well, that's the day side. Okay, obviously that's why it's, but I'm not sure as far as how things are pointed. You'd have to look at the Z here. So, yeah, Antarctic would be here on the bottom. If you're wanting to know location. But yeah. Speaking of Antarctic, guys, if you guys haven't seen the final experiment yet, Google that on YouTube and go check that out. You'll get to see the 24-hour sun down in Antarctic. You will. It's awesome. The guy took a bunch of people down there, paid for everybody, and took them down there. And you know, it's a subject that I don't talk about here because all it does is bring in a bunch of hatefulness, and I won't talk about that subject. It is, you know, people believe what they believe. So I mean, I have no, I'm not mad at either side. So I don't have a dog in the fight, is what I'm trying to tell you. So, but if you want to see the midnight sun, they went down and recorded it for 4 days. It's there. You can see the sun, man. It's awesome. And you had people from both sides of the argument there. And a couple of those guys had to leave their community because what they believed was the truth wasn't, and that proved it to them. That right there is what shocked me. You know, a lot of times when that happens, people go, well, this is why and this is why. But the guy actually physically took them there and let them do the experiment themselves. It was something to see, guys. It's cool just to see that 24-hour daylight anyway. Really cool stuff. Yeah, we yeah. Please try not to use name calling and stuff, guys. I understand people's, you know, it's a very, I hesitate even bringing that up to you guys. But I thought it was such a cool experiment, and we do talk about the 24-hour daylight and how it happens in the Arctic, in the northern hemisphere. So it's valid to what we're talking about as far as that goes, because it affects aurora and everything else. So that's why we talk about it. But I won't have that whole subject. That's just one of our rules. We don't call people any kind of names or anything, and we can't be, you know, bad mouthing other channels and stuff like that. We don't allow that to happen. It's nothing against the person saying it or the person not. It's just, you know, even if I agree or don't agree or whatever with you, we don't allow that. My mods will get that out of there pretty quick. It ain't no harm, no foul. It really is. It ain't no big deal. Oh, man. Anyway. Headed over to Mark. Is he live now? Is he going live now? Okay. Yeah, okay. We're going to go ahead and end, guys. He just now went that way. So he just now went live. So, guys, if you could, I'm going to pause this. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do this. Check this out.
We're on our own here. If you
there you go.
Want to support us, you can.
Here is, let's go ahead and share it. Let's copy it. And I will put it in our chat here. Anybody that hasn't been over and checked out Adam and Dex, please come here like right now. You guys want good news? There it is. Right there. Head on over there, guys, and I'll see you guys over there. I'm a moderator. And thank you for the super chat. Hello, man. I'm seriously, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And thank you guys for just being here with me since the beginning, and anybody that has and all that. I just, I really do think that was an odd signature here, guys. So if you guys have any clue what this is, please email me or at least put it in the comment section for me. Okay, because I really want to know what caused that. Okay, you see how it's just going out symmetrically. If it wasn't going out symmetrically, like it came from a center point, there's a few things here I just would not even have brought it to you guys. But it's just so odd to me. I don't know what's causing that. Anyway, alright guys, God bless. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're not a member, please consider being one, and you know, all of that. And we're going to have members only stream and have us a good time. Thinking about doing a game night too over there, and give away some prizes. I got some pretty cool cards I got some in the mail, going to be in the mail tomorrow for Miss. My wife's going to mail them out for me. I keep forgetting about it. Anyway, God bless. Yahusha saves, and I'll see you guys on Marth. And you can drink this Kool-Aid.